very much a send-up of late Victorian society, and so it's, I don't want to say it's a spoof, it's not that, but it's very witty, very sort of high comedy, but it's also very campy in many ways.
When the foeman bears his steel, tarantara, tarantara, the uncomfortable feel.
They call Gilbert and Sullivan the fathers, the progenitors of the musical comedy. And in fact they are. They really took music hall and and panto and other sort of lower class traditions, and they polished them up and made them okay for the middle class.
You're now king of this, okay? In fact, you can stand on it. I'm king now, and you stand by him. You're his deputy. Okay, so that you two.
And what they're doing is they're using those traditions, Gilbert and Sullivan are using those traditions and turning a lot of it on its head as a means of poking fun at the proprieties of late Victorian society. We've been talking about doing a musical for a long, long time, and we don't very often. It's hard to coordinate. It's a big investment of our time and energy. It draws on so many sources that we don't ordinarily do, that it just seemed like a real picnic. So we can draw in our singer-actors. We can involve we have a choreographer who's an MFA in dance, Stephanie Simpson. We can draw on incredible talents in terms of building the set.
I basically want to just create these grand settings, you know, for the music to kind of take place, and so that you kind of have all of this beautiful music, and you have the surround to look at as well. For this particular world, like, I want it to have a lot of color, kind of like a watercolory kind of look to it, so that it's also colorful and fun at the same time.
You told me you were fair as gold. And now
I'm working with a choreographer. I'm working with Ellen, and we're deciding together sort of on tempos, how fast or slow it works for the dances, for the music, for instrumentally, how fast it works.
So I was really excited to have the opportunity to work with Ellen and the theater department on this production, to kind of get to know her and the kids here on a different way, as opposed to just teaching classes and working with them on my individual projects. Something that I personally, as an artist in musical theater, want is I want the dance to continue the story along, and so part of that is also just embodying the movement, which has been great that we could get to that level so quickly with this group.
We've never done this period of about the 1870s before. So they're corseted and bustled and petticoated and all the different layers. All of the dresses are built from scratch, which means researching the patterns, and then there are the hats to build, and the parasols, and the trimmings, and the gloves, and the handkerchiefs. So it's a lot of accessories. And that's just for the girls, never mind the pirates and the police.
It was the girls have been rehearsing in their skirts for like 3 weeks now, so there won't be any sort of like, oh my God, I can't do this, like I can't sit down. And we did actually have to work on that at rehearsal one day, was how to properly sit down on the guy's knee, the pirate's, the girl's knee, with your big bustle.
How you sit down on a rock with an enormous metal cage on your butt is a challenge. But you know, generations of young ladies did it in the 1870s, so I think these actors can.
What really drives this is aesthetic. It is exquisitely created. The music and the marriage of music and libretto is extraordinarily beautiful.
The lyrics are definitely helpful in a show like this because a lot of it is funny gestures based off the lyrics or puns that are in there, and you want to accentuate that within the movement and the choreography. So it's like playing off of that sort of comedic timing and words and movement and all of that sort of stuff.
The characters can take a lot of liberties. They can put a lot of humor and a lot of their own character into the music, and with those liberties they can just musically add humor to it. It's a very playful score.
The underlying structure of the play is that you have these anarchic pirates. You have the boy, Frederic, the hero, who is looking to leave that behind, is torn by this double sense of duty, responsibility to the pirates and to his love. You know, if you look at it, it's the classic boy wants girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl. The father figure, as always, stands in the way. The father's lie, in this case, prevents the marriage. It is redeemed, and the pirates are revealed to be the upper level, the peers, noblemen that they are.
You have the daughters, you have the pirates, and you have the police, and you have these three distinct groups, and at the end they're all kind of working together, and with most musicals, they're all happy.